Welcome back to Drummond Island, and if you're not ready to tackle some more mud, water, rock, and forest, well, you've come to the wrong place. Did I mention the water? I mean lots of water. And this time we're going to throw in just a few mechanical troubles, just for fun. So take your seat and come along for the ride. The Walker Trail is a 3.2-mile trail. It's rated by OnX as a level 5. This trail was the first official ORV trail open to accommodate full-size vehicles in the Drummond State Forest, and it's named after retired trail boss Steve Walker. The Walker Trail starts right where Moo's Nemesis ends. In that first part of the trail down to Nevinens Road, which you see here, it's pretty easy. When you get to that road, make sure to take a right and almost an immediate left to find the more difficult portion of the Walker Trail.
Stop sign, please. Pretty crazy.
And once you've made your way into the thicker part of the forest, that's where the mud and the ruts and the rocks really begin.
Interesting.
Disc dragger.
Yeah.
There isn't a lot of choice to do anything different. Everybody tries to stay out of the water and just apparently places out of it.
That's kind of neat.
As you drive this trail, you'll find that the mud holes, they get longer and longer and deeper. You'll also find that the deeper and more challenging the mud hole, the more braiding you'll find. So make sure that you stay on the track and don't contribute to more erosion. And the actual track in this particular area, well, keep in mind it can look an awful lot like a small lake.
When it sets down in a deep pool like that, I can hear air squirting out of places. There's bubbles going out. Sounds like a sup going up there.
It's also easy in this area to wonder, am I on the right track? But in this case, you needn't worry too much about that, because there are arrows on the trees directing you to the main track.
I assume that way, I don't know. Well, the arrow's right here.
I don't know if you can really tell it straight from the video, but when Bill drives through a section like this, he's grinning ear to ear, at least inside. Some men love fishing, some love sports, some love the sea so much they've written songs about it. But in Bill's case, this is what he loves. The good news is that I love doing this too, especially when I can get behind the camera.
Looks like that side's better.
Took the long way around. But I think
Maybe.
I see something
Maybe not.
coming up from the ground.
If you hear a big sploosh, you'll know that I fell in and this side was not better.
And I don't know if I told you, but I think you're the world. Yeah, and I got this feeling you could be my girl. Come on, darling, run away with me. You see what there is to see. Your love's like a set me on fire. I don't know what to do with all these crazy desires.
Looks like another method. There we go.
It's been a long day, darling. I need someone to hold. Won't you come over here and cuddle up to my soul? Come along, run away with me. We can see what there is to see. And your love's like a crazy dream. See you running through an open door. I don't wanna be alone no more. And your love's like a crazy dream.
The Walker Trail ends where it dead ends onto Nevinens Road. And where it ends, you can find plenty of little other roads of varying difficulties to enjoy driving.
Love you. I will always care about you, and I will always love you. I will always care about you. Come on, run away with me. We can see what there is to see. And your love's like a crazy dream. See you running through an open door. I don't wanna be alone no more. Your love's like a crazy dream. Your love's like a crazy dream.
Yesterday, when we drove through this area, we took the southern loop of what Onyx called the Nevinens Loop Road. Today, we tried the north end of that loop. But regardless of which way you go around that loop, there's a specific trail that you ought to take next. We'd already driven through Connor's Hole, otherwise known as the Log Jam and the Gladiator, but it just seemed like something that we ought to go back and do again with the JKU. Besides, this would give me a chance to actually drive or ride through it for the first time. And for anybody who drives down this left-hand track and decides that this is just not for them, there is definitely a bypass through this area. Because driving the length of probably 2 football fields to a depth of up to 3 feet or more in water, well, that's intimidating enough for anybody.
It's like most of the cedars are dead along this log now.
When you drive this extended water haul, expect to feel a little like a boat. Just make sure you keep moving slowly, especially if you don't have a snorkel. And don't stop in the middle, even if you're driving over rocks. The last thing you want to do is flood your engine in the middle and get stuck. And make sure that you've got your floor plugs in. Otherwise, you'll be a waterlogged boat.
that would be a billfish throwing rocks.
After finishing this last trail, we expected to go back, pack up, and take the ferry off the island.
All right, so we just got back from riding this morning, and if you notice, our wheel is, well, doing crazy things, and it shouldn't be leaning that far.
The hub bearing has come loose. There's 3 bolts that hold that on there, and they're backed off probably 10 turns. I'm going to pull the wheel off, I'm going to tighten it down, and hope and pray that she can last to get back home.
It's only 500 miles.
Right there's one of the bolts.
Okay. So literally these bolts are coming out.
At least I know what
The
it
hub
is
bearing.
now.
Oh, I do see how they're backed off like that.
And I don't know why.
Yeah.
Watch this. Ready? Got it jacked up.
Okay. Oh my goodness gracious.
How could we not have felt that?
I don't know how we didn't feel that sooner
Until we
either.
start going fast.
Yes.
Gotta get up.
The good news was this was a problem that could be fixable in camp and not change our ability to get home in time for work. The bad news is we didn't know what additional damage had been caused by this issue, and we only had 2 of the 3 bolts.
I'm missing one.
Oh.
Dang it.
Thankfully, the additional damage was nothing that a couple new rotors couldn't
Yeah,
cure.
I was just rubbing on
But
things
we
that
did
shouldn't
have
be.
one other
That's all.
problem too.
It ruined
We didn't
the
have the
road.
exact tool we needed for this.
It's a 13 millimeter, and I'm having to hammer a 1/2 inch on there to make it work. I got the first one tight.
Good.
It's tightening.
Good.
If only I had that third one. My gosh. Whatever, I just want to get it home so I can fix it there. All right, I got them both totally tight. Everything feels okay. Wouldn't be stupid leavable. That's not something I ever would have contemplated happening. But who would have thought? I want to know how many people had their hub bearings loose.
Once the JKU is back in driving condition, well, less one bolt. Then we had to address the trailer.
So this is the campsite, and if you hadn't noticed, we actually detached the trailer and we pushed it back in place by hand. So now we need to figure out how to pull it out of there without hitting the trees.
Both of us had already thought this particular project through before, and we knew exactly what we needed to do. Just a little winch and a little snatch block and a little encouragement to the trailer. And sooner than expected, there we were, driving Glen Cove Road back out to catch the ferry.
This is a cold job walking these decks in the winter. I'm a camera pro after this trip. You're an off-road driver and I'm a cameraman. We can do those jobs now.
I am definitely no off-road driver yet. That's going to take a while.
Seagulls chilling right there in the middle of the road.
As much as we hoped for a smooth drive home at this point, our dinner stop quashed that completely.
So you having fun up there, Bill?
It literally looks like the dang radiator's leaking.
That's a brand new radiator. How bad is it?
It's just like everywhere. Both sides along the welds, it's just seeping antifreeze all the way down.
Jeez. So don't try this at home?
You know, if you got 7 hours to get home and there's parts store 7 hours away.
That was a lot of pepper.
Yep, put the whole freaking thing in there.
Bill explained that putting pepper in here was something he learned at age 16 and used on several cantankerous vehicles during his life. And in this particular case, that pepper went and blocked up all those small holes on the welds and stopped the antifreeze from leaking. In fact, 2 months later, and another trip along the way, we still haven't had any problems with any additional leaks. Chalk up a win for the unconventional. The rest of our drive home went very smoothly. Smoothly enough that we could enjoy those fields, farms, and forests as we neared home. Bill regularly reminds me that this black Jeep, well, it's got almost 150,000 miles on it. And as a 2013, at some point in time, we may have to retire her. But at this point, I'm hoping that's many years in the future. Thanks for joining us on our last trails on Drummond Island. This is what we're getting into next. What do you think? Can 37-inch tires go on a stock Rubicon Gladiator without any additional modifications? And if they can, are there going to be problems when you want to take it off-road?
It's real slight.
Okay, so
And how will it handle those typical obstacles that you find while overlanding and off-roading? So come back next time and find out. But in the meantime, go out and find your own adventure.